The Battle of the Beaver Dam was one of the most important wars in the 1812s. The Battle of the Beaver Dams took place on June 24th, Thorwald, Ontario, Canada. It all started when the mayor was entering his palace. He tells the plan, "Destroy the British post, tell the others."
1 and 2, you are on the right. 4 and 6, you will sneak attack. Got it? Get the weapons and be ready for battle.
Get into position and don't mess around. Now America and British are in battle. We lost. I'm so injured. Talks about the battle.
How could anyone do such a thing?
Talks about what she overheard. I was afraid this might happen. Thank you for letting me know. I will be sure to inform the others. We won! Yay! British wins! Victory! The Battle of the Beaver Dams had a significant implications for both Canadian land and its people.
Protection of Canadian territory. The Battle of the Beaver Dams was a significant victory for the British and their Canadian allies. It threw an American attempt to invade Upper Canada, which is now Ontario, via the Niagara Peninsula. By preventing the American advance, the British maintained control over this territory, safeguarding it from potential annexation by the United States.
Preservation of British North America. The victory at Beaver Dams, along with other successful engagements during the War of 1812, contributed to the defense of Canadian territory. This ultimately led to the preservation of British North America as a distinct political entity. The British North American colonies remained under the British control after the war, shaping the future development of Canada as a nation.
Impact on settlement patterns. The Battle of the Beaver Dams and the broader War of 1812 influenced settlement patterns in Upper Canada. The conflict prompted increased military presence in the region, which in turn led to the establishment of military settlements and the allocation of land to veterans as reward for their service. These developments contributed to the expansion of Canadian settlements and the further colonization of the territory.
Diplomatic implications. The outcome of the War of 1812, including battles like Beaver Dams, influenced diplomatic negotiations between Britain and the United States. The war ultimately ended in a status quo ante bellum, meaning that the pre-war borders and territories were largely restored. This reaffirmed the British control over Canadian territory and contributed to the shaping of future diplomatic relations between the United States and the British North America.
Indigenous peoples, particularly the Mohawk warriors, made significant contributions to the Battle of the Beaver Dams during the War of 1812. Their involvement was instrumental in the British and Canadian victory. Here are some key contributions they made. Intelligence gathering. Indigenous scouts were adept at navigating the terrain and gathering intelligence on American movements. They provided crucial information to British and Canadian commanders, including the strength and position of American forces.
Guidance. Indigenous guides assisted British and Canadian forces in navigating the landscape, which was often dense forest and unfamiliar territory. For the invading Americans, the knowledge of the local geography allowed the British and Canadian troops to move effectively and ambush the American forces.
Combat support. Mohawk warriors under the leadership of chefs like John Norton fought alongside the British and Canadian troops during the battle. They engaged the American forces under their skills in guerrilla warfare and marksmanship to harness and disrupt enemy movements. Care. Indigenous communities often provided support to British and Canadian forces by supplying food, shelter, and other provisions. Their assistance helped sustain the military effort against the Americans.
Overall, the Battle of the Beaver Dams was a turning point in the War of 1812 and had lasting effects on Canadian history. This battle will be remembered.